What's up? How you doing today? So, today we're gonna follow a tutorial, right? We're gonna make a map, a fantasy map. Well, at least we're gonna try. We'll do whatever we can, I guess. Oh, haven't said anything on Twitter. Let me just make a quick tweet that I'm live, okay? That'll be a second. Tweet. We are live. Come watch me watch a tutorial. So, this is technically the first art stream I do. The first one. Yeah, first art stream. So yes, maps are art in a sense. They are difficult to make and they can be artistic, so I'll take that as a, art. We're gonna be vibing today, nothing too serious nor difficult, just vibing, just chilling. First art stream, right? Right. Okay, let me plug in my tablet. Here we go. You must have heard that for sure. Right. Okay. Let me change it to the layout. I'm gonna pin the tutorial to here, just in case you wanna follow it, right? By yourselves, which you can do if you want on your free time. Here is the tutorial. Let me just pin it, right? And I'll pin this up. There we go. Now should be pinned, right? Perfect. So, let's start. Let's go with it. Let's do our thing. Here we go. You know what? I have a little space in my table, so I have to put the tablet on my legs. So hope you all are doing okay. Let's read what the tutorial says, right? How to make a fantasy map. Okay, let's start. Here we go. The earth and its layers. Inner core is a solid ball of metal. Right, that's true. Over the course of a million years, continents have been colliding and dividing. Some continents such as South America and Africa seem to fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. I see. Sketch 5 to 10 large tectonic plates and decide which way the plates are gonna be moving. So then, first things, we're gonna have to make a landmass, I guess, right? A base landmass. But first, we're gonna need to make a open. No, not open. Not open. We're just gonna go to new. So we're gonna make this really big. Where are we doing this at? Right. Let's go with a standard resolution. Yeah, this can work fine. This can be fine, I think. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to make this tutorial just to see what happens, right? But first we're gonna have to make a landmass, so let's start doing some landmass. Right. It's okay. Do we need to go a bit smaller? I think with a 3. Yeah, this is fine. So first, a landmass. Right, this is gonna be difficult because it's the first time I do this. So, might not be like actual stuff that you can draw, maybe. We'll see. I'm actually excited to make this. So first we make a great landmass in the center, which will be... Let's just go with random stuff, I guess. We don't have to make it complete. We can take it out of our assets. I don't think it matters, right? At least not for this part. This is kind of like a sketch, I guess. This could be like a peninsula, I guess. Yeah. No, that's Spain. That's bad. I don't want Spain in my world. I don't like my country. So, I guess we'll go down here and something like this. We go really up north in here, right? Yeah, see? And now we got the central landmass. Now, I need to make a back layer. Right. We'll call this center landmass. Center. There we go. So, sorry, took a sip of water. Now what we need to do, we have this center landmass, right? So now we need to make the tectonic plates of our world. So, depending on the tectonic plates, there's gonna be more or less volcanic activity, meaning there's gonna be more mountains and different stuff. So, I guess we're gonna do it like in the. We're gonna go here and we're gonna say this is tectonic plates, right? Here we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and do this in a red color because I want it to stand out, right? Maybe a little more brighter, yeah. Here we go. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and make shit. We're gonna make a line, right? And we're gonna make another line. Now, this is the main two upper tectonics lines that we are to cover the world. Now we just need to make a bit randomly. You know, make lines randomly, so we get I don't know, these, we get these, right? There's gonna be here, we're gonna through here, and we're gonna split to here and here. And let's see how this. Right. Okay. Yeah, we're doing fine. So, how's your afternoon or morning or wherever you are? Doing fine? I hope so. We're gonna bring this up here, maybe. Yeah. And I kinda wanna make an island down here, so we'll do this. Right? We'll split off here and we'll break this on here. And we need to break more of this here. Right. Okay, perfect. We got it. Now what we have to do. Okay, we're gonna draw here. We'll get the black again. We'll get here. Okay. And we're gonna draw on central landmass over these lines. Because this is what is gonna divide the world. Oh! Fuck! Sorry, lost the chat. I lost the chat there for a second. Give me a second. There we go, now I have you again. Even though nobody's talking, but hey. So, This is gonna be a bit problematic, maybe. Let's see. Let's see. For now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna break here. We need to break like this. This is gonna be different land masses and mountain ranges. Apparently, I hope so. This is gonna probably end up as an island alone. So we're gonna do this. There we go. And then this, everything we're gonna separate. And I have no fucking clue how we are gonna do that, but we are gonna do that. I don't know how it works though. Have no fucking clue. Wait a second, why is it? Is it getting both my... No. Hello, guy. Apparently my tablet is getting both of my screens, which should not be the thing it should do. That's weird. Should I fix it? I mean, I think I should fix it, right? Let me fix it fast. Let me see. Well, these things happens in a stream, so I'm fine. Indoors. Only one screen. Map your device to your monitor. Welcome tablet properties. Well, sorry to do this on stream, but I will be working along here in your stream. Thank you. Let's see if we can enter to device. Un instalador de dispositivos. Para pa 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 pa. Para pa 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 para pa. I don't know. It's weird. My tablet shouldn't do that. Oh, here we go. Ah. Can you see this in screen? No. Okay. Good. So it recognizes. I'm using Side 2, by the way. Well, Side. Mapping, controles de pantalla, proyección. Área de la tablet, parte. No, cancelar. Monitor 1. Ok. Ok, a ver ahora. Ok, ahora esto va tal como quería. Good, good, good. You know what? We fixed it! Woo! Yay! Finally! Woo! That's my weather gone. Well, let's keep doing this, shall we? So we're gonna keep making the tectonic plates. We're gonna go here and we're gonna... Yay! Yay! You know, these things happen on stream, that's fine. Gonna kind of break a bit here because we don't want it to be similar, I guess, or too uniform. See, here we go. Yeah. Okay, that's one. That's this probably looks all like lines and shit. But I hope I can get to convey better what I want to do here. You know, it's the first time I do this anyway, so I just want to see what happens following the tutorial. I'm missing a line, so we're gonna go ahead and do this, right? Here we go. Now we got the tectonic plates drawn over the landmass, and I think now we have to put like directions in which they are gonna move away from each other. So the thing is how they are gonna move. They are gonna move here, right? Nope, nope, in red, right? This one is gonna live here, and this one is gonna move down here in the same direction because we want to keep them together, right? And this is gonna be here because I want this to be a mountain range, and I'm gonna move these out of the island because I want this to be a separate group of little islands, right? So, or not, just an island, yeah. So this is gonna be going here, right? This is gonna be going here. So it's gonna clash and it's gonna make a big mountain range. This is gonna be going out here because we want another little continent, a little bit separate, I guess. And we're gonna create a bit of a, yeah, here we go. See? Yes, these are the tectonic plates that are gonna move the land masses around. So as this works, yeah, okay, now we got the tectonic plates and the movement they are gonna make. Now we are gonna need to move around this, which is gonna be a mess. Night Geology Worldbuilding. Yeah, I found this tutorial and I thought it might be actually nice because it's, you know, fantasy worlds usually tend to have some cliches, right? And this is normal. Fantasy worlds are built upon cliches, fantasy cliches. But you know, you can't always have the dark lands and elven land or the dwarf mountains. You need to reinvent yourself a little. And bringing geology, my idea, right, is bringing geology onto a fantasy map. It can actually bring certain traits that the real world has, so it might be more appealing while putting some fantasy over it. So for example, let's say, what do you guys think is a good trope of fantasy world? Let's go with, I don't know, every fantasy world has kinda like dwarf mountains, right? So, sure, because fantasy tropes, they say they are dwarves in mountains. So we need to put the dwarves in mountains, but what would happen if, I don't know, there were also elves in mountains, right? That changes up a bit the trope. They are living one beside the other or together in the same city, state, or little empire. You can do this kind of mix to just break a bit the rules of fantasy, which is what I kind of want. I don't want a generic fantasy world. I think it would be a bit boring and something that has been done lots of time. So, and I'm sure what I'm doing is also been done lots of time. But you know what? I don't care too much, right? Who cares? So the thing is, what I'm gonna do is just simply something that using real geology, we're gonna make a fantasy map so it is more like reality, right? A little bit like reality. Let me just lower the volume a bit. How do I lower the volume in this? Oh well, it's fine. Who cares? Can you hear me fine, right? Now we're gonna have to move this away, which is gonna be a bit of a pain. In a sense. So, how do we do this? Then, yeah, I hear you fine. Yeah, okay, perfect. So we're gonna take these lines out. We're gonna take the tectonic plates out. I think you can see the layers because I have the, yeah, but it's fine. The way we can do this is actually close off center landmass things, right? Yeah. So we can close this up, and then maybe we can move them using. No. Yep. We need to close them for real, so it doesn't. Selection doesn't fuck up. And I'm sure there's lots of way better ways to do this, but it's fine. We're gonna have to draw over this because this is just like see, there's gonna be a little bit of. Actually, we are gonna need to move around because these, and I'm doing this with a mouse because I don't need. Okay, so this is gonna go together, right? These things. So we're gonna take all of this and we're gonna move it. Right, okay. So we're gonna have to close a lot of holes that we have here because, well, we don't want the selection to go to all the places. Alright. This needs to be right? This needs to be closed up. And this also needs to be closed up, and this needs to be closed, and this needs to be closed. Here we go. Let me change my leg because one is getting slick. Here we go. Well, this is certainly gonna take a while, but I'm fine with it. Let's close this. Everything needs to be closed. No. Come down here. Close this up. There you go. Ay, my bad. I'm getting a cold. By the way, today I'm gonna get Chinese takeout. I'm gonna go to the city and I'm gonna get some Chinese because I'm actually craving Chinese food today. I woke up. I woke up and I was like, man, I need some Chinese food. I like this. I like this. I like how this selection came up. Okay. Bon appetit, thank you. I'll have to go myself to get it to the city because they, you know, small town, small rift, right? Increment this and we're gonna move this up. We're gonna see. Although I don't know. We're gonna have to clear this up later, but you know what? I'll take it. Now we have these, right? Yeah, we have this. Okay. Good. Now we have literally split the world. which is good for us. But now, we're gonna have to erase a lot of shit here, but I don't mind. It's gonna take a while. Wait. Oh. Selection. I did Control Z over the selection. Did you know that it is common, and this is something little people know about? It's normal to have like a desert beside mountains, like really high mountains. Like for example the Gobi Desert and the Tibet. I actually informed myself because I really like mountains and deserts. So okay, so now we have this. We're gonna clean the map a little bit because I don't want it to be this, you know, dirty. We're just gonna clean up a bit. Here we go. See, this looks more like a map, right? This looks more like a map. Alright, so now we have broken the world in a sense. What we're gonna need to make now is keep breaking it. So that means I want this island to be a little separate. I can actually go around here like, right? Yeah. Additions to the mountains here, they actually rough environment. Yeah, mountains are really rough. For everyone. There are mountains are really hostile environments. Maybe that's why I like it a lot in fantasy settings, right? Because they are hostile and they are not fun. And if this was fantasy, there will be a shit ton of monsters. Here we go. See, now we got a little island here. Can give it here, yeah. Oh, the Kiss Your Homie song. But yeah, mountains are really rough environments. They are really hardcore. Chelo. So we're gonna make the ranges. Okay. Alright, I see. Okay, I see. So now we need to make this something like here. It's actually really nice to see how geology works, isn't it? And of course, I am just inventing, right? You don't have to take this seriously. I'm not a geologist. I'm actually a programmer. But hey, we can have different interests around the world, don't we? So now that we have here, maybe that tectonic plates again. So, okay, we moved that. Do we actually want these to be all together? Or do we want it separate? I mean, these can be together, that I don't mind. But maybe we can... yeah, maybe we can get around here. Right? We can put this... let me delete this thing. We're gonna make another continent. We're gonna make this go here. So we're gonna move this little continent around here. So it's gonna be a tricontinental, well, no, we can move it down here. We need to move it down. So it gets separate from this thing here. So we're gonna move it around here. So we're gonna delete this. Well, not delete, but I'm gonna move it. It's interesting. Well, yeah. And I'm just fucking around, right? I wanted to do this because I'm actually creating my own setting, right? It's called Revestria. The thing about it is I don't have much except for religions and some other general stuff that I've written, but it's much easier using a map for it. So I'm just doing this, see how it looks. If it doesn't look good, then I'll do another one, and I'll do this until I'm satisfied, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, let's do this. Here we have this. Wait. Where the fuck is it spilling? It shouldn't be. Oh, I'm missing a thing here. Ah, perfect. Just gonna make a lot of selections. Increment, selection, move them around. Gonna move it around here. I think it could be nice. Yeah, that's great. That actually looks good. Perfect. Let's get this out of here. We're gonna clean a bit the lines that are here bothering us. In the tutorial, actually, it says to make it on a piece of paper because it actually is easier that way. And I say, yes, it could be easier, but I don't have a place to put the paper on. My desk is really cramped. But, you know what? We can do it on digital. Because digital art and normal art are not so different after all. They both require a lot of technique. And mastery too. Which is admirable, by the way. People who can draw on physical and digital at the same time. Like they have talents for both things. It's really great. I can draw on physical. I usually script my drawings a lot. That's why I prefer digital. Because I don't have to worry about cleanliness. It's cleaner. And I have big hands. Sadly. Here we go. Now we are gonna take this and we're actually gonna move. How do we do this? Both of these are moving, right? Right, these both are gonna move. These two are gonna move. This is gonna be moving up. Right? So what we're gonna do is gonna select this one. I hope it doesn't spill everywhere. No, great. Actually, first we're gonna, god damn it, we're gonna move this. We're gonna delete this because I don't like it. I think it's too uniform. Need to make it a little bit less uniform, right? Don't we? And I'm gonna take into account another thing. Hello, I didn't expect you to stream today. Well, I usually don't stream on Wednesdays, and well, I take Sundays and Saturdays off. So I stream 4 days a week, I think. Yeah. But yeah, today we're making maps using real geology. Right, so tectonic plates, they are going around here. Okay. So we can take this and draw here. There we go. Please, selection don't get out of. Okay, good. So we're gonna increment these a couple of times. Whoa! Oh! These went out of the way. Okay. So we're gonna take these and we're. What the fuck? Okay, no, we need to increment this more, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now we can move. See, now we can move this here. Great. Now we're gonna move here. Right. Bam, bam, bam. Selection, and the same as before, we're gonna clean up the drawing here. We're not gonna clean it around here because that's actually our new line. You know what? This is actually a lot more fun than I thought. This is actually a lot more fun than I thought. This is actually quite fun. We're gonna do this like a kaya. Yeah, I like this. Landmass here like this. Here we go. We'll clean. Well, we're gonna clean it now then. To make it worse. I would love to work for Square Enix, but I don't think I would like to work in a big corporation. I don't think big corporation is kind of my lifestyle. I don't know, it could change my mind if I try it. I wish I could work for a writer though. Working as a writer for a big corporation, maybe it's fun. But as a, I don't know, programmer? No way. It's not that I hate programming, I love programming. The problem with programming is when you're doing it for other people, then it starts to get messy. And it's when it starts getting less fun. And I think every person can attest to that. They maybe gift us stuff. It's not about gifting or benefits. Working as a programmer in a big corporation means you have to eat a lot of shit from a lot of departments at the same time, which is kind of sad, in a sense. Okay, we got this, and we gotta increment this. And this, what this is gonna do, we're gonna move this up here. Should have to be. Should be hard to begin with. Don't know about that. Some people say that big corporations are easier because you have better ways to deal with problems. The thing is, the only thing I think that does is messes up shit. That's why I don't like office work. I've worked in an office before. It sucks. It truly sucks. I worked in an office before without getting paid. And that was the worst part. Working without getting paid. So now we have this. Right. So we have the division kind of complete. We just need to go over here and like got free annexed houses that are working at school. They also pay the bills and stuff. Yeah, some schools do that. Some corporations also do that. Big corporations. The thing is, I do not want that. I want to live a simple life. In fact, streaming is simple. Some people, at least for me, right? You get on, you get up, you make your food, you do your stuff. It depends, but if bosses are bad, they don't should get away. Yeah, that's the problem. You don't control what your bosses are in big corporation. That's the CEO. And when the CEO says you have to do this, you have to do that. And that can be a big pain in the ass if you actually have any idea how things work, right? CEOs don't know how things work generally. Most of the time, big companies only just try to strike blind or use the marketing team to do, you know, marketing to make things work. That's the example of why Elon Musk, don't get me wrong, Elon Musk, he probably has a engineer's degree or whatever, but he should not have been an engineer. He should have been someone in marketing team. And you're gonna say, but why? Well, he's good at marketing. He's a terrible human being, that's for start, right? Neither man saying this, I don't give a fucking shit. But yeah, he's a horrible human being. But he's good at marketing, and you gotta give him that. He's basically started the space code at this point. And don't get me wrong too, I do believe we have to make ourselves home in space and other things. I don't care where I live to so I don't think I'm bringing the where I want to go. Well, that depends on every person. I've been all my life living in a little town and I'm fine with it. Maybe it's because I got used to. I don't know. But yeah, that's why CEOs who work as CEO and do the you know, the leading of the company, they in this late time of the day, and you know, there's a lot of marketing and a lot of social skills that need to be addressed and done. For example, take a bad management of the CEOs. Konami has a bad management with CEOs. Why? Because it's a family company. How to sell his idea? That's a beard too. A tool that he uses to use it for good. The thing is, he probably started as good because, you know, going to space is a very noble thing to do. In this day and age, I think that's very important because, you know, we're getting shit on in some years because of global warming and other stuff. And, you know, we need to make space, renewable sources of energy, yada yada, electric cars, that's good. The thing is, when you're starting to, I don't know, you have a noble, and this can also be applied for RPGs villains, which is actually a great topic. You actually, let's say you want to save the world, right? But you need to kill 50% of the people in the world to do such a thing. Is that worth it, really? I mean, it might be worth it, but you could also try not to trample that 50%, right? You want to lower your impact. You want to go to 20, 10%. 15 is not a good percent to save the world. So you want to go to space, right? Well, you are shitting on 70% of the world. Whatever you do, whatever the things you do, you're gonna shit on the world because companies work like that. So, what is the best way to do that stuff? Well, renewable sources, renewable materials, using governments to pay for that stuff. Get bazaars and supplements. Yeah, no, I mean here too, but just to say, I wouldn't live on an, I don't know. God damn it, where? I wouldn't live, I don't know, literally on a forest. I don't like that. I need internet and to buy groceries, I guess. But yeah, thing is, Elon Musk is an asshole, and he has a big fan club / cult. So yeah, that's the thing I'm getting at. CEOs need to have a little bit of mind on their own, and that's where you get companies that fail and don't fail. For example, Konami failed because it's a family. It's a family corporation, right? It's a SL, una sociedad limitada en español. But the thing is, not everyone has this vision, right? CEOs who have vision are good, but they are not programmers. And I'm talking this in a programming ambient, but it can also be used to another places. But for example, you want, I mean, it all goes down to money, right? CEOs want money for the corporation who gives them money back. That's a simple concept, and that's how it works, right? Because that's how capitalism works in this day of age. The thing is, you can do it in a sustainable way, and some people don't. And that people will be the first ones to say, we told you, when global warming is fucking us up in the ass. And that's not a story, that's a fact. That's the truth. Here we go, fucking finally, man. Jesus, it's been a while. Here we go. Hey man, I'm gonna take a fast pee break. I need to go to the bathroom. Be right back, guys. Just a second. Hey. So yeah, enough talking about bad stuff. Let's chill. Let's not talk about corporations. I get sick. Now we're gonna need that bigger. Here we go. Yeah, this is looking better than I thought. This is actually looking nice. Look at that. See, here we go. Now let's look at the tutorial again. Let's see what we can do here. Right. The collide, one side underneath the other, pushing the other upwards. This creates mountains. Let's continue working on our fantasy map. Right. Let's just go somewhere where the Tectonic Plates would diverge from each other. Okay. So now we have tabletop game that isn't D&D. Yeah. I haven't played Gloomhaven. I have played Vampire the Masquerade for a lot of years. The 20th year edition. Played lots of years since I was 14, 15. Some friends introduced me to it. And I don't think I'm... Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's good. The problem with it is it's not... You see, when I was young, right? I was with a group of people that were also young. And young people tend to be fucking horrible beings. And it doesn't matter if you're plainly innocent, we always have been pieces of shit in the inside sometimes, right? The big thing here, let's do here it is, right? There we go. The big thing is, I've never played as a DM. Because it wasn't my thing. Right? But yeah, thing is that group was really toxic and I didn't realize that until I got a decent group. Like 3 years ago, and that people used to play, and don't get me wrong, they are nice people, right? They are good friends. Thing is, there's a bit of a problem because in the end I wasn't having fun. And that's sad. Maybe they changed, right? Maybe there's been like, you know, pandemic and all that stuff. Maybe they changed. But when I was playing Vampire, they took Vampire the Masquerade as a battle heavy game. And it is not. And let me tell you, Vampire the Masquerade has a lot of problems in that sense. And when I say lots, I mean a lot. The system is at least the 20th anniversary edition, right? The one I played. It was not fine, it was horrible. Because the more you had in a skill, the more you were meant to fail. Because the thing is, how it worked, right? You got all these skills and you got like point skills, right? Instead, for example, in D&D you have over mechanics and comics heavily rely on min-max character building. Yeah, that's the stupid shit I didn't like, right? So the thing is, you have this character, right? Which is a vampire, and the thing is that instead of doing, for example, you know, normally in D&D 5e, it's kind of hard, never tried. It's not that hard. It's actually more easy to DM in, for me at least, in 5e. In Vampire, because it's a heavy roleplay game. You're not supposed to battle that much. You are supposed to let the characters have their moments and play however they want. 5th edition is really easy to play, really easy to pick up. and it's really fun. That's why I like it. I did a session of 5th edition, and I said, oh, holy shit, I know how to play this. I don't need to read the entire manual. I know how to play this. There's a lot of information on the internet about this. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna be a DM with another group. Got a group of people, friends, and we just went at it. And we've been almost 3 years now. We're gonna make 3 years soon, each week playing. So yeah, the thing is, yeah, Vampire the Masquerade has a lot of weird mechanics, but the thing is, you put like these points, right? For example, you have informatics, you have 3 points in informatics, right? Then that each point means you have 1 d10, right? You have 1 d10 to throw, right? Weird fucking thing. So, difficulty is marked by successes, which is usually a 5, right? So you throw a, for example, I have 1 in informatics, the Masquerade concepts and I think they inspire good aesthetic and story. Yeah, they inspire a lot. The system is shit, but the world is really cool. But what I came to mean is I have 1 point in informatics, right? I throw a d10. If I got a 5, I have 1 success. If I got less than a 5, it's a fail. If I get a 1, it's a critical fail. And if I got a 0, which would be a 10, right? Was it D? No, it was with a D10. If I got a 0, that means I have to roll again the dice, and it counts as a success. Which that would mean I would get, you know, another try to get a lower count. But that system sucks because imagine now I have informatics at 7, right? So I throw 7 dices, and I got 3 successes, but I also got 3 critical fails. I got 3 ones. I fucking miserably explode because the computer explodes or some shit like that, right? Critical fails take up successes, and the more dice you throw, the more detrimental is for your character, and that's bad. Instead, in 5e, you got the classic, yeah, you got the classic pluses and minuses, right? Anything above 10 is a plus X. You know, there's a table and it looks complicated, but it really is not. And you throw a d20, you put the minuses or pluses over that, and that's fucking it. That's it. You don't need anything more. You don't have a ultra critical fail that is detrimental to yourself because you have more skill in something. You are playing with 5e, which is you throw a d20, you have a +7, you get a 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. It's a 12. It's a 12, right? 5 plus 7, it's a 12. The DM marks the difficulty. 10 is easy, 15 is medium, 12, 13 is medium, 15 is hard. 20 above is really difficult, and you know, generally you do that and that's it. The more you have of something, the better you are at it. In Vampire the Masquerade, the better you are at it, the better you are at the skill, the more likely you are to fail the skill, which is fucking stupid. It doesn't work. It's not how it works. But yeah, that's what I think. Also, Tremere are broken and I really like them. But hey, what can you fucking do if they are the only spellcasters in the game, kind of. And they have cool rituals too. But yeah, Vampire the Masquerade and in general, Mage and Werewolf, good, you know, settings, games. The system is shit. Too bad. But that's how it works. You can get everything. So that's why I like 5e. The battle-oriented stuff Some things are not balanced, but the DM can make them balanced easily also. You don't have to search through a manual or break your head too much. And that's about it. You just search for it and just got that. I mean, I don't know. Some people will say I'm full of shit or something, maybe. But that's maybe why I don't like too much Vampire the Masquerade. It's just... the setting is cool. I love the role playing. It's not hard to play as Shadowrun. It's just true hardcore shit. Yeah, but those enter in the category of old RPGs that are probably too hard for new people, right? And to be honest, in 5e you can make things as difficult as you want. You don't need how do you say this? You don't need the you don't need it to make specifically hard. And some people don't understand that making an RPG, well, TTRPG, hard is fun. I think the fun comes from whatever player wants. Some players have real fun when, you know, there's battle, others when there's role playing, puzzle solving, whatever. You as a DM have to know which is important for each player, right? You need to know, I don't know, you know, your players have like, they really enjoy role playing, right? So you let them role play. That's it. You let them role play, put some combat so they taste, you know, blood, and move on. Some people like dungeon crawling, and you know, then you have to prepare dungeon crawling. That's fine. Some people like puzzles, and then you're fucked because you don't know shit about puzzles. Honestly, I have more difficult making puzzles for my games, but when people are trying to solve them, it actually feels quite good, you know, because you are actually making them squirm their brains out, and that's actually fun because they get to think. And not everything can be solved with violence in TTRPGs. That's another thing. See, when you have to make, and this is something I know some people do, and that's fine. When you have a puzzle, right? You kind of need to communicate the players in a way of, hey, you can cheat this, right? You can go over this, and that's really difficult. For example, one thing I did correctly, I was in a session where they had to go, it was a mini dungeon, kind of like Sewers dungeon, right? Full of oozes and slimes and whatnot. Kyrie is a player of mine, so he'll know what I'm talking about. There was a puzzles about bulb, you know, there was pressures and it was a bit of a mathematics puzzles. Thing is, it opened the main door to go ahead. It's a thick metal door. They can go through it, so that means, yeah, they can dimension door through it, but they don't know what is there because they were on high alert because there were sneaky monsters. Oozes can be really sneaky, right? Slimes, they can get really sneaky and they can kill you fast if you're alone. So the point being here is that you need to make them feel like if they don't solve that puzzle, they're gonna be in great danger. Or you can say, oh, you can give them hints. Maybe there's treasure, right? But they need to solve the puzzle to have that treasure. Oh, connection is down. God fucking damn it. Oh, we're back? Okay, here we go. But the unit problem solving is hard because you need them to make them realize that, oh, if you do this, you'll get treasure that you wouldn't get otherwise. Because if they are not doing that, they are gonna get it by magical means. And there's, you know, spellcasters, there's, I think you're back. Yeah, I'm back. There's the spellcasters and there's a lot of, in high level, there's a lot of, spells that help cross walls and whatnot, teleport, dimensional door, you know, this kind of stuff. Pass wall too. So the big thing there is you need to tell them, hey, try to solve this. Don't cheat your way in. Let's have some fun, some puzzles, right? And if you talk about it to your players, they won't take the puzzle down. They will say, okay, let's try to solve this. But some players don't get the hint. Some players are like, fuck it, I'm gonna try magic to cheat it. And that's it's a good skill to try to learn the room with the DM. It's something that I don't think it's vital, but I think it helps a lot with TRPGs. Right? Not the first time someone wanted to cheat one of my dungeons using magic. And, you know, magic is fun when you can allow it. When, obviously, there's something that doesn't prevent magic, that means you can use magic. Get creative, right? But sometimes, if the DM makes, and this is what I was talking about, reading the room, and this is my personal experience, but if the DM is kinda hinting you, hey, don't try to open a hole here, you fucking asshole, go through the thing and play. That's the way it should be done. Because not because you're bringing problems to the DM, because you need to trust your DM that you're gonna have more fun doing that. And you know, that kinda may seem like railroading, but in my opinion, I think the best way to have fun is if the DM has fun and you all have fun. So sometimes, you know, falling in the DM's trap or even outsmarting the DM, I had a lot of fun when I'm being smarted by players, actually, in battle or outside. But sometimes you have to take the hint and say, okay, maybe the DM wants me to solve this puzzle because he's spent, I don't know, 2 hours making it, right? So you, just consideration, right? Just a bit of consideration of, hey, you made this puzzle, great puzzle, buddy. I'm gonna try to solve it. Reading the room is a really important skill in TRPGs. Not a necessary one, don't get me wrong. Some people can do it and that's fine. That was so because I had no better friends. Good luck for meters, but I got the hang of it real quick. That's also true. I think that game. I didn't do it thinking the game was necessary to play it. You know. Maybe that's just how I saw it because I played the game in that sense. But yeah, sometimes humor the DM, or not even humor it, just play along. The DM plays along with you. Hi, Dual. The DM plays a lot with you because he needs to play along to your shenanigans because you're the players and you're the protagonist. But sometimes you need to play along with the DM when he puts puzzles or a dungeon in your eyes, because that means he wants you to go there. And some people would say, oh, that's railroading. Railroading is bad. I don't think it's bad. Because everybody needs to have fun. And if the DM prepares something specific, maybe he's thinking, oh, they'll have fun with this, right? I prepare my sessions not only to torture my players, but to think, hey, they might have fun with this. You know? That's why I do stuff. So, you know, sometimes read the room, play along with the DM, and the DM will gladly play along with you. Because that's how TRPGs work, right? So, let's keep going with the tutorial. Now, we have this, right? This is... We got the tectonic plates. Perfect. We got the tectonic plates. We got how things are separated. So now what we need to do... It's a very interesting divided world. I kinda like it. But these places, right? We're gonna make a layer 3 and call it volcanic activity. Volcanic activity. Here we go. This is gonna be what kind of... Do we have an airbrush? We do. We do. Yeah, we can use this. That's fine. We're gonna put it... So, the tutorial. By the way, the tutorial is pinned, now that there's more people here. The tutorial is pinned up in there, right? In the messages, in the chat. You can go open it up. It's a really nice tutorial. I'm enjoying it so far. So, what we're gonna do now, right? Such as blue... Okay, now, where the tectonic plates are right now, right? We're gonna sketch in blue where they would divert from each other. When two plates collide, magma from the Earth's mantle can find a way through the cracks in the plate edges. The magma pushes outwards with a great force, causing an eruption. When the plates continue to move, the magma finds its way through the old weak spot where a volcano was previously active. No volcanoes come to exist at the edge of a tectonic plate. This type of violence are very rare, happen around called hotspots. Man, I love using real geography to do this shit. It's really fun. Let's open up our tectonic plates. So now can you have isles and archipelagos, and so now you can have an archipelago and atolls. Yeah, I mean the point here, right, is that we're gonna have these lines covered up by volcanic activity. Right, so we know where volcanoes and where other things are, and it's gonna make life. It seems just look at it, it's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It really helps you understand a bit how things work. I think it's really nice. Let's change this to a bluish color, right? So this, the blue is gonna be, or take another color such as blue and start roughly sketching in where the tectonic plates will divert from each other. So that means we're gonna divert around here, right? Right, so that means we can... Okay, now we just feel like Shadowrun and Deadlands were pretty fun. I played on the half months of them. I've seen Critical Role play Deadlands, actually. Wait, was it Deadlands? Yes, Deadlands. It looks interesting. The system looks a bit wonky to me, but you know, looks cool. Cowboys are not my thing, but you know what? It's fun. So yeah, we have the volcanic activity, so we need to make like decisions now. Where here, for example, we want it to be a non-volcanic activity, right? It's gonna break. No, actually, this needs to be a volcanic activity zone because the plates are pushing. Means we have to go here and put it here, and we'll go here and we'll start making this. So this is a non-volcanic zone. No, this needs to be a volcanic zone. Actually, this needs to be really fucking volcanic right up in here because it's pushing, right? So this is gonna be a volcanic zone, and it's gonna be non-volcanic. Different due to having to pick out stars like Sentinel and not just cowboys. Yeah, I know. You're a cowboy. I'm not the cowboy. I know how it works. I've seen the game. I've seen how to play the game. the thing is, I don't know, I'm not really maybe yeah, it's a pretty good game. The thing is, I haven't like paid too much attention to it, I think. Never seen how this plate works. Well, this plate would be this one, right? So it would push right over here. It's a dead IP wise. Well, it's not that much dead when League of Legends is making references with skins. Maybe, I guess. That's a reference. Yeah, here. Okay. So this is gonna push here, and this is gonna push. I'm just gonna make this fast, right? I'm gonna make this push down here. That means we get to here. This push rounds here, this push down here, so this is a non-volcanic zone. This is a non-volcanic zone. This is a non-volcanic zone too. This would be actually a big volcanic zone, which will actually help us. This will actually help us a lot because this is a mountain range, right? What is Hawaii in the map? Hawaii. This would be Hawaii. Kinda. In a sense. You see, I wanted to do something with Revestria, right? I want two separate kinds of bite of continents or islands. Yeah, there's gonna be thermal waters, which is good because the thing is of Revestria, I wanted to put 3 empires. Yeah, actually, yeah. So Hawaii would be around here, maybe. The thing is, I wanted to make something specific to Revestria, which is I want to have a continent that is in a war, or yeah, in a war about kind of religion, and it's a 3 split country, which actually in this continent works perfectly for us, right? I actually wanted to make a mountain around the volcano. Thank you. So the thing is, I wanted to make because it's a game not many take that serious. You know, it always happens with some games, but yeah, as I was saying, this zone works out for me because I wanted to make a country that's based on industry, and I wanted to make an empire that was born from an alliance from elves, orcs, and dwarves, which is really unlikely in fantasy worlds, and that's why I want to fucking do it. And I wanted them to live in a sort of volcanic around the desert mountain range, right? So this actually works a lot for us because they are gonna be stationed around here, right? And the mountain range is gonna be here. The desert is probably gonna be here, and down here there's gonna be hunters. I wanted to have a hunter kind of nation. You'll see what I mean. Well, right? So here, up here, there's gonna be a majorcracy. There's gonna be a country that's based on a majorcracy, and they are kind of the more neutral in the war. But then we're gonna have up here in the north, we're gonna have a religious country, and this might sound like a Heaven's Word reference, and it's kinda because I love the aesthetics of, you know, a big church-like city in snow. That's it. It's really cool. Another thing of the go. I mean, it's gonna be like a mixed culture, so it's gonna be like elves, dwarves, and orcs having an empire, which, you know, the big thing would be having them, and I'm gonna say this here, in empires, in D&D or any fantasy setting, there's good and bad. I'm not saying they're gonna be the goodies, but I want to make every country, because I want to start this as the war is in hold, right? They are on a peace treaty, or you know, stop the. How do you say this in English? Well, they are not at war right now, but they could be in war the next day. It's kind of a false peace, a cold war, right? So the thing is, they are gonna be yes, an armistice. Thank you. So they're gonna be in an armistice, right? So there's people who will want to continue the war. This is actually gonna be, if people are still interested in playing D&D after we finish Eberron, Revestria is actually gonna be the third setting. But in the meanwhile, alright, for my Forever DM group, right, I'm gonna use this for VTubing. This is a world where, you know, I'm gonna try to put VTubers in here, see what stories they can find, right? What can they do to change the world? So yeah, this is my idea, you know, and it's gonna be a war about religion and territory and different things. You'll see what I see when I start writing stuff and try to do, you know, D&D sessions. Syndicates. They can make syndicates. No, the stories they will write will go down as, you know, heroes, legends, epics. So it's not gonna be that crazy to see the world change because of some stories that happen. And I think it can be really nice. Everyone has started. I know, but I can make one-shots in this place for you. Or short sessions. So don't worry, you'll get to shape the world too. So let's continue with this stuff. Maybe we'll find a thing here. We'll make some volcanic activity here, right? And we'll go around with here. This thing is pushing here. That means this kind of is pushing around here, so we'll put some activity in here along the coastline. Right, that's great. So this pushes here. This means this here is a free geological zone. But these things push here, which means this zone in the center is gonna be actually a big mountain range with lots of volcanic activity. Right. So this here pushes here, this here pushes here. This here would push down here, so it's gonna be a big volcanic zone. So also the thing that's gonna be very important in this world, I'm gonna tell you after making a pee break, so I'll be right back in a second. So just a second, I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Near the South Island? Yeah, now that you say it, true. It's good to see how chill Al is while creating. Look at that suit all the way down. Oh, yeah. I'm not always chaotic or crazy, come on. Make the bridge of the continent. We'll get to that. Not right now, but we'll get to that. Right now we have to make this thing. Here. Yeah. So yeah. So what I was talking about? Yeah. Oh yeah. This also doesn't matter too much. Thing is, right now how it works. My world, right? Can I just lower down the volume a bit? Just a bit. Nope. Nope. No, I can't lower it anymore. Well, give me a second, I'll explain. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's loud. Fuck, that's loud. Fuck, that's loud. Holy shit. Sorry. Can you? I've seen you play League. You see me play League, yeah? Hello, Lina. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I touched something I shouldn't have touched. I'm so sorry. Okay. So yeah, basically, this thing about volcanic activity, it's not gonna matter too much. Or the world is not gonna make a bit of sense in the end. Why? Well, let me explain you how elemental magic works in my world, in Revestria. How it's gonna work. Basically, at some point in history, let's talk about early history of the world, right? After it was created, some monoliths appeared. Each monolith attuned to a different elemental energy of the world, right? So, for example, we're gently, hello, Ceresian, hello, how are you doing? So, how this works, right? How Revestria works. These monoliths are attuned to a different element of the plane, and there's one for each element around the world. And when I say monoliths, I say they are as big as a fucking mountain almost. So, how these things work? Well, there's different elements. They would be... Wait, let me check. Horror companies behind that. No. Wait. Let me check my notes a second, and I'll explain to you why this volcanic stuff is gonna change, right? Later. Let me see sessions. Right, sessions. Have it here. But let me actually check out on Telegram, because I was talking with somebody. I was actually talking with about this with Yomi, because she's been helping me a bit to get some ground rules for my world building. Here we go. So, how this works, right? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 elements, right? There's the principal 6 elements, which is fire, earth, water, ice, wind, and lightning, which also corresponds with all the types of elements that are in D&D. Then there's 4 that are different. There's light and dark, and there's life and ruin. Each monolith is gonna be attuned to a different element. So, for an example, let's say I'm hitting you Luffy bits to create maps too. Oh, thank you! So, how this is gonna work? For example, you see here we have a big volcanic activity, right? We have a big volcanic activity here, which would be a problem. But imagine if the ice monolith appeared here. This no longer would be, and you know, it's pretty much almost on the equator, right? Which would mean this would be pretty much very hot and stuff like that. But can you imagine if a monolith attuned to the element of ice appeared here in the center? That would make frozen volcanoes. And that would become a hostile place, which you would also have to take in count not only volcanic activity, but the ice and the freezing cold that would be in these mountains. And that means also this place around here would be warmer. So we're gonna at some point place where the monoliths are, and we're gonna have to make this shit out playing around the elements. So we're not only taking in account real geological forces, we are taking also magical fantasy forces in the map. That's where it gets interesting. For example, I wanted to have this continent right here. Blue lava, sonic current. No, not blue lava this time, I think. For example, I wanted to make this island, and this is an idea I've had. I wanted to make this island a place where the monolith of life was in the center. What happens with the monolith of life is in the center? Well, shit gets fucking wild. Life starts to evolve fast. The places change fast. This is gonna be a continent where placement of volcanic activities will not matter at all. There's gonna be a lot of biomes clumped together, and it's gonna be full of monsters. And this is something I had an idea having in reference Monster Hunter World, because it kind of works a bit like that, where there's a place where it's just full of life and different biomes and it doesn't have sense. And I want that. I really could use that because it actually is cool. Can you imagine an island not explored because life there is so hostile? That big wide oceanic trend in the south, just like I think could happen in those waters. Yep, that is gonna be really fucking interesting. Hello, Yomi. So yeah, if the monolith of life spawns around here, right? That means this entire continent is gonna be filled with not only a lot of evolving creatures that have become really hostile, but also different biomes that will spawn one around the other, and will have kind of like Monster Hunter vibe to it, right? People will only go there to explore, but not to stay because life there is too dangerous, just because the life monolith spawned there. The same thing goes around here. For example, as I was saying, the monolith of ice can spawn around here, and this zone of volcanic activity will be rendered not useless, but all the hot that was gonna accumulate in here because, you know, mountains, volcanoes, and being at the center of the equator, it's gonna disappear. Never get on the boat. So yeah, that's a bit of the point I want to make. Later we're gonna have to take in consideration where these things are gonna be. Yeah, going to the sea is actually quite dangerous in D&D. This actually is gonna be... Because how this works, right? If I'm not mistaken, when tectonic plates separate, it also creates lava. Which means there's gonna be activity in here. And it's gonna make this a high volcanic zone with a lot of little islands. Right? Yeah, and this is gonna go here. So this is gonna be full of little islands. We need to follow like a path that was breaking off here. Yeah, kind of like that. I like it. So we have this here. This is going on the same way. So that means there's gonna be volcanic activity in here because it's clashing. But up in here, there's gonna be no volcanic activity. It's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be like this. There we go. So yeah, we'll take into consideration the forces of the elements later. As for now, this is gonna be pushing through here. This means this continent, since there's a bit of separation from these two going in different directions, there's gonna be volcanic activity around here, but it's gonna stop around here. It's gonna go up to here. So I think more or less we have this finished up, right? Yeah, we got it. Yeah, okay. I don't know if I've done it well, but I don't mind. Even if it's not realist, I don't give a fucking shit. This looks good. This looks actually good. Well, if you take the... Here we go. See? This is volcanic activity. Now you can see it, right? Without the lines. Hey. So yeah. This is how we're gonna divide our world in terms of volcanic activity. So let's see what we have to do next. We got the coastal erosion, right? Now we gotta simulate erosion. Looks lit, thank you. Now we just gotta simulate erosion, which I kinda have done that, right? A bit. We're gonna have to go here and go with not the marker, pen. We're gonna take out the volcanic activity. We're gonna just finish up some edges, right? We're gonna do it in 2. It doesn't need to be. We're gonna make this like this, right? Here we go. There we go. Now we just not to simulate the coastal erosion. Little by little, we'll go here and we'll go simulating. Here we go, you see? We just have to use a very small we'll just need to use a little small eraser to clear it up. But we're gonna try to defeat a bit of the round edges like this, right? We're gonna have to clean later. We're gonna have to clean them up too. Those Rias, my friend, right? These things we'll probably have to make rivers and shit too, which is gonna be okay. I get the probably much it's not gonna be edgy. Really? For real? I'm not believing you. Somehow. Yeah, we're just gonna make a little bit of erosion, right? We're gonna leave this like that. Let's see if the tutorial says anything. Oh, we need to trace it. Yeah, actually we should trace this. Yeah, I'm gonna trace this. Let's see, we're gonna call this traced plan. Well, yeah, that's okay. Don't believe me. Of course we don't believe you. So we're gonna trace everything we've done until now. So this is gonna be a long thing. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make this just to make it easier for me to see. We're gonna put it in red. See, now we can trace easily. Now we can do this. Traced. Land. Here we go. Now, little by little, we'll go just tracing it up, everything. And it doesn't matter if it feels a bit bad, because this is gonna be the coastal erosion. So yeah, I'm actually liking this a lot. If not to have a little base of what I want Revestria to look, right? I hope it looks good after I take the bread out. Yeah, I hope it makes sense in the end. You know, it didn't go as bad as I thought it would go, but hey, here we go. Well, as in this, how the story goes, you know, but this is like story that common people would know in this world, right? It's called Revestria, Rebestria. I'm gonna just fucking write it. Here you go. It's easier. Revestria, like that. So the nomenclature of this place, this world, comes out because this world, before, you know, common people started populating the places of this world, there were some creatures that came. These creatures, these gods called the architects, made this world and created a god called Siegert, right? That and then they created all the common races, etc., etc. At some point, Siegert was not happy with the architects playing over the mortals' life. So Siegert rebelled against the architects. Siegert. It's written like this. So the architects, right, were exiled because Siegert didn't want them there playing with mortals' lives. So the name Revestria comes from rebellion. So that's the origin of the name. Nobody knows how it was called before that, but that's the name that mortal people, you know, took off thanks to Siegert, because she rebelled against the architects. And the architects left a lot of technology that can shape. Time to get out of here, Siegert. So the thing is, the architects left a lot of technology behind that could create cities or even destroy them with a blink of an eye. And that's a bit of what's playing around in here, right? The monoliths and whatnot. I would love this. He's all about rejecting gods. Yeah. The thing is, Siegert is still a goddess. And how this works, right? How things works in this world. When the architects made the monoliths appear, they created what is known as a magical field. This field, if you give enough faith to someone, something, it actually becomes a god and has powers. So there's a main religion of Siegert and their saints, which I will get into that later, right? But there's also like little religions where they have faith. I don't know, let's just say a religion that hunters in a forgotten place have, right? Maybe they have a god, a wolf god, for example, right? Because they actually saw a really big wolf back in the past, and thanks to their faith, the wolf actually became a god, a smaller god. Siegert, of course, is the major goddess of the world, but it's not a monotheistic world, right? More people usually pay attention to her saints. The way sainthood work in this world. At some point, the world was starting to get a lot of cataclysms. Cataclysms starting to appear, and they were called rebirths. Why? Because when these rebirths, these calamities appeared, a tower here in the center, which is where I wanted to place it, right? A tower here in the center appeared, and the saints, which were normal people which Siegert made be kinda blessed with her gifts, had to go through the tower up to the top to become gods and stop the calamity. And there's been different calamities like that in the world. I think in my notes, there's been 3 of them. So each time, the people who save the world are called saints. Saints of Siegert, which are how do you say this? Which are related to different elements and concepts. So, for example, I can read you a bit if you want. I have here the saints. Here we go. For example, there's always a main in each rebirth, in each calamity, right? There is always a main saint, which is called the saviors, right? So there's been 3 calamities, there's 3 saviors. For example, the first savior is Zelamias, the savior of blood. He is patron of rebirth and blood. He is a tiefling, and his elemental alignment is life and darkness. He has a symbol of tears of blood and bloodstone jewelry in form of tears. That was the first saint, the first main saint of Siegert, which at the same time also opened the path for tieflings to be accepted into society, because, and I'm talking like 4,000 years ago, something like that, right? Because they said people commonly believe tieflings came from Pandemonium, which, you know, in the end it was wrong, but they were chastised for it. And in the end, a tiefling saved the world. And thus, the world were no longer racist towards tieflings because one saved their ass. See, wow, there's no problem with being edgy. Yeah, Zelamias is actually considered the god of a saint of healing and rebirth, and it's also related to blood. So yeah, not a problem to being edgy, actually. And of course, for example, the first saints, right? They are there's, let me check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 saints 6 for the main elements, and Zelemias, which is a non-elemental saint. Later, the saints gain other alignments, like traits. The saints of the second rebirth are traits. For example, just one I picked up right now. One of the one of the saints of the second rebirth is Nive, the great merchant. The great merchant. He's the patron of merchants and trade, and his elemental alignment is wind. And he's actually the one who globalized. His religion is the one who globalized for everyone to have the same coin in the world. So it's also, you know, for example, in the case of Nibe, people will not have like a strict religion around him, but you know, merchants, adventurers will carry symbols of him sometimes, because it's said to bring good luck, fortune, and good deals to them. And he was a hero who also stopped the calamity too. Oh, am I doing something in white? I am doing something in white. So yeah, that's how it's gonna work. Any questions, class? There we go. So we got this continent now. How does this look? You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm gonna have to make little islands too, but that's not a problem. So yeah, if you got any questions about Revestria, please ask. I can solve them the best I can because I'm still writing, remember. Yes, I like how you can tell it's fiction because one good person interested in all society. You know what? That's fair. That's sad, but fair. I approve Nugget shit continents, fuck you. I'm afraid I can tell you about this continent though. I know exactly what I'm gonna use it for, but I can't tell you. That would be a high spoiler. Nuggets, oh yeah, nuggets. Hawaii, that's called Hawaii. That's up in here, that's gonna be cold as fuck. Yep. For nuggets. Hawaii is actually gonna be around here. Oh, fucked up. But yeah, the secret land of nuggets. So yeah, I mean, this is a specific theme that is kind of hard to talk about. Racism in D&D, because I think, of course, it's not something I think, it's something that's real. Racism is fucking bad. It shouldn't exist. The thing is, if it exists in a D&D world or in a fantasy world or in a roleplay world, it should be vilified. The secret land of lands. But yeah, the thing is, sometimes, right, you got to have, sadly, and I say this with a very heavy beat in my heart, you sometimes need to have racist in role-playing games, but you need to vilify it. You need the evil guy to sometimes be the racist you need to kill. Because you can do that in real life, sadly. So yeah, I mean, it's sad because it fucking sucks that it exists. But you sometimes need to go a step further, make a villain who's really hateful for just that shit. Yeah, it's a very delicate theme. Touching racism in roleplay games is something I do not want to touch much about because it's a really sensitive subject. But if I ever put something like that, it's gonna be because I want you to actually kill the villain who does that. And I don't give a shit, man. If I do that, I'm gonna kill that villain anyways. Somehow. Yeah, we're in place creating some things that are uncomfy. Yep. That's where you need to draw a line when you create stuff. And that's not bad. It's something that you have to get a hold on, because you know there's good things and bad things, and if bad things didn't happen in role-playing games, we wouldn't be playing it. I want to play D&D or be a DM because I want people to feel like a hero, right? They want to be heroes. You want them to be heroes. You want to participate in that story. Heroes are not created from a happy place, sadly. They're only created when there's bad things happening and shit goes down. There's of course the unlikely hero, or the trope of the idyllic hero of a place where everything is paradise. But, you know, but there is no story to that, exactly. That's why we need bad things to happen in our world, sadly. That's a thing, it happens, so you gotta get on with it. Now, the thing is, and this is another touchy subject, where is considered, because this happened. This has happened before. But yes, in another mediums, yeah. But, oh, actually let me save, because we've done a lot of work. There we go. And this has happened before. In D&D, there was, I don't remember exactly how it was called, but there was a bit of a racist book that took a lot of Asian tropes and, you know, put them on bad light. Safe check. And that's the point where it's impossible to create a world without putting cultural references of the real world in them. And then you have to do the, you know, walk a bit on the thin ice of ignorance and knowing, where you don't know exactly where you are treading on, right? You need to be respectful to the cultures before you put them in the game. You need to learn about them. For example, if I want to make, for example, Eva, dual, I want to put Hawaii, right? I can put people doing luau's and shit like that, you know, but that would be actual racist, because that's not how it works. I would actually need to check online how cultures work, how things work, and if it's okay to put that thing of culture inside my game. Which probably the thing is, yes, you can actually put it, always if you're respectful with it. The thing that Wizards of the Coast did with this book, which I don't remember the name now, is that they put a lot of Asiatic culture in there, but they were mildly racist with it, and that fucked up a lot of people, and that's understandable. They actually retired the game, the book, sorry, and it was a bit thrifty, let's just say, right? But yeah, I think it's difficult because, you know, clearly one does not want to be racist towards any culture. Any normal person, I think that's his opinion, of course. But you sometimes need to learn a lot. For example, I want to make a Japanese culture, right? But it's not a copy. It's like taking it and changing it a bit, right? That's the difficult part to make, where you have to guess where you are not shitting on their culture. And that's hard as fuck, because reading about cultures is difficult, and people on the internet is gonna be you put Japan in the game, I think you are safe. Yeah, I know when I was making the island of Mizuhato for the Silver One campaign, I actually did have to make a lot of research because I don't want to shit on a culture I actually like. Switch from it before doing so, not just that's the point. And this is something that I still haven't found an answer yet. And I think this is a bit that I need to philosophize in. Can you actually blend in cultures? Can you actually like have, and this is something that's actually very interesting, but what happens if you blend cultures? Is that bad or is that good? It actually is not good because you are taking out, but it's also a fantasy world, right? So that means you can actually blend some stuff to make new stuff, which is the point of a fantasy world. So is that okay? Is that not okay? Is that bad? What is it? You know what is it? You know what it is? Complicated. It is really complicated. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on what I think about it and how kind of difficult it can be creating stories around cultures in D&D or the RPGs in general. Which, yeah, it's difficult. It's really difficult. But for example, let's say, right? Let's say I want to take the trope of shogunates. Kites while mixing up in Spanish because aesthetic. That's fine. You know what? You're Spanish, you do whatever the fuck you want. I'm Spanish, I do whatever the fuck I want about Spanish aesthetics, right? And culture. That's kind of a bit of the point. If it's your culture, you can modify it. It's a free game. Culture is a mix of other necessarily. I guess you're going public with it. I guess you can play it safe. You shouldn't worry about it. Long as you're minimally respectful. That's a good point. That's a good point too. That's a really good point, actually. Because you shouldn't do like, oh, this, I don't know. I don't want to be racist. I'm not gonna say an example. I don't want to be racist. It's not something I would do. But yeah, the thing is, I guess you can implement it if you are careful with it. But yeah, for example, let's say I want to take the idea of a shogunate, right? And clans. But I want to implement them on, I don't know, dwarfs. Right? For example, in Neverrun, that works. That's how it works, actually. There's a clans of dwarves and it's a shogun. If you look at it, it's a shogunate, right? That's well implemented because you are taking a culture and something from a culture and you are changing it a bit and not giving it a stereotype. The Spanish call these things that can be a bit touched when represented in media. That's also true. The problem is, like when it's automatic association with todos. Yes, but with the thing is, what I was talking about that with Dual. The thing is, we in our country, because it's all our culture, right? We know that's bad. If they care or not. I know Mexican people love Mexican Mario, not they. Oh, that's another thing. Everyone who complained about Mexican Mario was not Mexican. That's another point I would like to make about what people think is cultural appropriation, or other people think it's actually cool to see these things in their video games. You know? Like, would I mind seeing, I don't know, culture from Spain that's not todos and paella and I don't know, sevillanas, right? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. But if you make a Mario, right, exclusively like all the Spanish tropes, it's gonna be a little bit, right? It's gonna be a bit yikes. But that Mario level was actually had a lot of, I think, culture and stuff in it, which I don't mind. But I guess that's what I was saying, and Walva was saying too about culture. And if you can be minimally respectful doing it, it's actually a difficult topic in world creation. Putting some aesthetics, because it's impossible not making world building without taking care that you're not taking things from other cultures. It's actually impossible, because I mean, nobody invents anything from zero. Everything is written before, trust me. The important thing is how you hide it, that you are taking it from somewhere. That's not bad, by the way. The way is how you mix up things in your stories. In South America, we have... The thing with your own culture is that you know perfectly well and can choose to put the input on. That's also true. In South America, we have this problem when we learn Europe's harmful characters of our own native cultures. So you see people make kind of nasty stuff run out of ignorance. Yes, well, the colonization of America was really fucking bad. Like, really fucking bad if you read about it. It's fucking horrible. It's really fucked up what they did there. Like, fucking hell, man. But yeah, it also happened here in Spain with mark of peanuts with chocolate that was called conguitos, and it's still called conguitos. And there were some commercials which were really fucking racist. Luckily they are not on TV anymore, but Jesus fucking Christ, you watch them and you kind of want to say like, hey, this is not okay, man. This is fucked up. This is truly not okay. So we have the base now here. Let's see how this looks. Hey, we got base. But remember, Mario Odyssey, it's about trouble. I think if we keep being afraid of tilting around... No! That's what I was saying. Mario Odyssey is actually a good pretext of people who complain because they want to complain. That's what I was saying. A lot of people on the internet complain because they just want to complain. Sometimes, right? Sometimes it's justified, but a lot of times that people just want to, I don't know. There's a lot. It's a touchy subject, but it's complicated. It's complicated. There's a lot of people who just want to throw shit around in the internet because of, I don't know, they're fucking bored or something. I don't fucking know, man. Shit like that happens all the time too, sadly. So now we have the borders. Right, so now what we can do, exactly, making a province. It was really well made. Yeah, it was. It was actually really well made. So now what we can do here, we can actually make little islands, right? And we can also divide. For example, this place, we can actually, and this kind of reminds me of Greenland. Fucking, I think. So we're just gonna take this here, and we're actually gonna delete this. think it's not a menace to shame or something. Yeah. Shame or pride. See, now we have this, which is a divide, right? We have a divide here. We can also go along with some islands too here, because this, we can say this broke out. Okay? We can go here and make another island. And another. Right? Come on, total cultures have repeated that. Look at, yep. Japan or China are good examples. With sex history is written by the winners, I guess. Yep. And even though it's written by the winners, sadly, and we lost a lot of history because of that too. But not only that, but it's extremely complicated. How even if you lost a war, some crimes are not talked about. Again, as what was said. Look at China and Japan. There's a lot of shit that they did that hasn't been properly explained yet or talked about. That's why when I see weeaboos, I kinda fucking cry. Japan has a lot of bad things. A really lot of bad things. They don't teach history what they did Korea in the Second World War. It's fucking nasty. Should we break this off and make an island here in the north, kinda? I think that could be nice. Yeah, see, this looks, from afar, this looks really fucking cool, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks cool. Let's take this out here and we're gonna like break this here. Right? Stay attached with a little isthmus. I don't know. If I have the opportunity, I will. So we're gonna take this. Yeah, we're gonna take this. We're gonna erase it. By the way, I'll have to close shop in like 20 minutes or so. I need to go eat Chinese. Too rocky though? Is it? Is it really? Think about it. It's not that it's about rocky. This looks rocky. The thing is, the whole island. I mean, no. If you look at the Mappa Mundi. If you look at the Mappa Mundi, you'll realize that a lot of lines are straight, but in fact they are not like that. It's called coastal erosion, and it's fine. We can also smooth things up, but it's just to make it feel like a real map. See what you're going for? Yeah. I would say this is in a sense, detailed map of islands and stuff. It's a bad load of work. Oh yeah, I know it is, but it's fine. You know, art stream. I don't know, man. People need to be more respectful about cultures and races and things like that in general. Shit's fucked up in the world. People would be better if everyone was a bit kinder, I guess. I guess that's what we need, kindness, isn't it? There we go, I like that. Yes, we should, yeah. We can do better. Yeah, little by little. I'm liking it so far. Just need to break some stuff up. I was saying you can example with it giving an example. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah, that's true. No, if we don't mention it. Yeah, that's food for thought actually. That's actually quite an interesting thought. I'll think about it actually. Yeah. Yeah, if we don't mention what's wrong in the world, you're right actually. If we don't mention what's right in the world, because we might be oversensitive about it, we might actually never realize those things were wrong, right? So we need to take things into account. So the thing is, how would this break around here? Because this actually is a volcanic activity zones, which would mean there's a lot of little islands around this path, right? That would mean we would need to make the islands go in this way. Kind of like big island, small islands. What are those? These are volcanic activity lines. The way we did this, right? Here. We got the... Yep, placas tectónicas. They push around the things, and depending on how they collide and how they expand, it's a different kind of volcanic activity. So, for example, since we have volcanic activities around here, that would mean we should break this island thing. So now we want to be present with the control. That's true. That's also true. But at the same time, you also want to understand why you're wrong sometimes. So we're gonna break these off, right? Quite a bit like this. Right. Make like this, and then make little islands. Let's make some here. This is an archipelago, right? Close enough? Close enough. I'm gonna put some in here. Kind of like broken off islands. There we go. It's looking nice, right? Let's take the volcanic activity out. Yeah, maybe we need to make a more of a streamline, because this is just kind of meh. Tiny that cannot be seen in this scale. That's true. I was thinking making more streamlined around the coast, right? In such a fragmented way is the problem many of those. That's fine. In a fantasy map, when you are planning to use it in a TTRPG, if things go unused, that's good, because you later then can use them. I mean, if you look, for example, at Erosion, right? That setting. Like yeah, that's also true. But yeah, in Erosion, there's a lot of things that are not used, right? It's left to the imagination of the world. In a sense, if there's a lot of little islands in here, right, in the middle, you can imagine there's, I don't know, you can put up a plot where there's a little island that's also a giant dragon turtle or something like that, and it's not gonna be in a setting of in the book of a setting, but it's gonna be there because you just invented it. If I give you a setting, you have the right over it to modify it however you want, because it's also yours. You're gonna play in this world, you make the stories on it. If you're not okay with something I write, you can write over it if you're playing in my world, because I've done that before, and that's fine. And if a thing goes unused, or I don't explain because I haven't gone into it, yeah, I like that idea, right? It's a really nice idea. But yeah, it's a template in the end of the day. we don't go island by island. I'm not gonna go island by island telling what each of these are. I'm gonna call it X Archipelago, right? And if in any day in a session the players need to go there because I had an idea, I'm gonna name each island. It's gonna be unused up until then. Well, yeah. But I don't mind. That's kind of the point. Things go unused until you have to give them history. Let's make one here. No. So yeah, that's kind of my hot take on things that go unused in RPGs. So which? This is also a volcanic place, so we can actually do an island around here. Actually make an island around here. And this is gonna be a volcano, for example, with all the volcanic land here. But we can make actually an island around here, right? In the center, maybe? Like it broke off. You can save the world. Oh yeah. No. And even if it's day 1 or day 300, it doesn't matter. You are not gonna have everything ready. It's impossible. Because after all, a lot of things here are improv. In TTRPGs, most things are improv, so it's gonna be really difficult to have everything ready. It's impossible. That's where your ability as a DM of improvising comes out. And I think that's actually one of the actual funnest, enjoyable things to do as a DM. It's just enjoy, man. Just improvising is really fun. I actually enjoy it a lot. So here is gonna be the Tower of Siegert. So there's not gonna be anything around here. There's gonna be the tower here. So we are gonna leave this free, but we can make a little bit of a break off here, right? But we don't want to make a lot of a break here. We can make, you know, some island here. And another here. We're not gonna touch this. You say that, but I've been literally because my OC is sad more than once. Well, I know. I'm the DM. I have power over these things. Sadly, big mood. Yeah. But hey, if I make you cry, that means it's a good story in a sense, right? Or at least I hope so. Should we make more? I don't think we should make more. I think it's okay. We're gonna break the islands later to make the rivers, so... This is you. I think we're gonna leave it here for today. I need to go to the city to get some Chinese either way. So yeah, you see, this of course needs a little of polishing and extra stuff. But it's been 2 hours and a half of stream. Oh, thank you, citizen. Thank you. But yeah, we're gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to do rivers, lakes, forts too. Yeah, we're gonna need to make a little bit more of islands or lands that break off. Maybe we'll see about it. We'll see about it. It does look nice. Thank you so much. I'm gonna actually save. I don't want it to go to here. Thank you. Thank you all for coming, actually. It's easier to do these things while talking about different stuff. You're gonna heart a boom. There we go. It's actually easier to talk about these things while working and stuff like that. I should make more art streams, I guess. Probably. The Shadow Realm and Save Drawings. Oh, don't talk me about that. Lost one a long ago. Never again. Did you know? You know my layout, right? Well, you know the layout in the video. Did you know I had to remake that like 2 times. Rock streams, yeah. Someday we'll do rock streams, but this layout I had to actually remake it 2 times because Photoshop crashed, and it was painful. It was really painful. But yeah, now that the homie song is here, I'm gonna close it up for today. I'm gonna go eat something. I'm actually quite hungry. So yeah, see you guys not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a break. And also tomorrow is gonna be Ishbal's debut, so I'm actually gonna go watch that. But yeah, tomorrow, no stream. We're gonna have but we're gonna be chilling tomorrow, no streams. Good, thanks for the team. No, thank you all for coming. Thursday we're probably gonna play Patapon. Most probably we're gonna play Patapon. And Friday we're gonna go to Zelda, which reminds me I have to go to do all the stuff I did in Zelda. Oh boy. But yeah, have Pata fun. Rest up. Yeah, I'm gonna rest up. I'm gonna take the car and I'm gonna go to the city. Get some Chinese. So yeah, see you guys. I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye.